So it happened. We did indeed get nailed by the king. Bron got his coach, who's
Watching
podcast
them all
friend.
high five and laugh and shake hands
And hug.
hug.
LeBron got his coach.
It's just humiliating.
They drafted his son, that the general consensus after the combine was not an NBA prospect.
No, I believe John Hollinger, who used to work in the front office of the Memphis Grizzlies and he's the guy that came up with the player efficiency rating stat that many people use. He put Bronny James in the category as he ranked his top 75 players of I don't get it, was the category that Bronny James fell into for John Hollinger of The Athletic. I don't get it.
We're getting it, all
It's
right.
very easy. Yes,
Oh,
we're getting it. You're not getting it, Hollinger. We're getting it.
You like getting nailed by the king?
Oh, yes, I love it.
And now I'd like to point out the individual that was selected after him, Kevin McCullough Jr., was the best player in college basketball until he blew his knee out at Kansas and somehow slipped all the way to the 56th pick.
Well, you heard what they said. USC just didn't use Bronny correctly.
That's right. He's a much better pro than he'll be much better in the – Kevin McCullough at Kansas last year averaged 18 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists on 45% shooting. At Kansas, number 1 team in the nation until he got hurt and went down with a knee injury.
And
Those were his numbers.
Been well coached by Bill Self.
Yeah. Yeah, a guy that's 23 years old.
Well, it happened. It happened just like they said. LeBron gets his way every time. LeBron controls the Lakers, and everybody that acts like he doesn't is on the payroll, or at least is on the emotional payroll. It's time to start the show. The future belongs to crowds.
Gong me.
Sick of this.
This is horse crap.
It's just absolute horse crap.
But we knew it was coming.
We did. And yet it still feels so filthy.
It felt surreal when they said his name.
Yeah. I was like, wow. Really? Like, McCullough's still on the board? Maybe they'll just say, hey, we'll sign him. No one's going to draft him. Let's make sure we get McCullough, because if we don't, I guarantee he's going in one of these last 3 picks.
I don't know how soon you can go to NBA.com and order the Bronny Laker jersey.
Yesterday.
And I imagine, Vic, that you're ecstatic about this.
I'm ecstatic about the narrative. Father, son. Bronny James obviously eviscerated.
The Lakers just drafted
level,
a 6'1" point guard.
No,
with
shooting guard.
A 6'1" shooting
play the
guard
point.
with a heart condition. A 6'1" shooting guard with a heart condition.
Who can't shoot. Shot 27% from 3 last year and 66% from the free throw line.
Obviously, it's easy to belittle his skill set.
Oh, because I'm a bad guy?
Not at all.
For belittling his skill set?
I mean, what should we say about his skill set?
Listen, the numbers were poor. Didn't get many minutes of action. Obviously,
well, you earn minutes, right?
You earn minutes. I don't know if those were Isaiah Collier minutes, but it doesn't really matter.
He's now a Laker.
He's a Laker, and maybe he's destined for the G League.
I would like to think so.
To get groomed.
I mean, jeez.
To get his game in order.
This might be the grossest thing the Lakers have ever done. Maybe banning Jerry West. And it's kind of crazy that it's all happening like in the same couple weeks.
Yeah.
Like the Jerry West story, the Celtics win.
Interestingly enough.
They're consistent.
I'll say this. Interestingly enough, of all the people, I don't know. I can't figure out. I'd love to get him off the record and figure out, like, is this the best thing that's ever happened to you, Nick Mazzella, GM of the South Bay Lakers? You're going to have a packed house. The G League, the team that you run, is going to have the most attention out of any team in the history of the G League. Is that good, or is that the worst thing ever for you? Like, which is that for you?
That was how it was at USC, right when he started there, and then it dissipated from there
because
they weren't
5
good.
minutes a game. They weren't good, and 27% from 3. And
well, the
you saw what everybody who knows anything about basketball saw in high school when he wasn't first team All League, but still a McDonald's All American. What are we doing, Vic?
Well, the upshot
What are we
is
doing?
We're assuaging LeBron James.
That's
Yes,
all
we
it
are.
is. And that's wrong. This is a meritocracy. It's wrong. And, it's one thing. Don't tell me about Thanasis and Yorgos or whoever the hell is a Yanni Antetokounmpo's brothers.
Yeah, they're the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah, they're the Milwaukee Bucks, and Giannis is like 26. He's not 40. You want to have his brothers around, and at least they're over 6'1".
Well, they're afraid he's going to leave.
Right.
They were terrified he was going to leave Milwaukee. It was a move that was made to placate their superstar, who, like you said, was 26 and was thinking about leaving because he's in Milwaukee.
And we want LeBron James to leave.
That's exactly right.
This is terrible.
It really is. It really.
I didn't know it was.
I shouldn't care. I mean, we've never cared about a second-round pick of the Lakers before.
I didn't know it was going to feel like this, Matt. I didn't know I was going to feel this.
Same here.
I didn't know I was going to feel this terrible about it. Feel this nailed by the king.
And we shouldn't, because
You're
again,
not getting nailed by the
I
king.
don't like it.
Yes,
I clearly
I
know I
love
don't like it.
we should not care. It's the 55th pick. The odds of them taking McCullough instead, who is the best player on the board by a wide margin. Now, if he amounts to something in Phoenix, someone's going to have some splaining to do.
I love the narrative, as if there should be a narrative beyond them trying to win championships.
If you love the narrative, take McCullough at 55 and sign him after the draft, because no one else is going to draft him.
Is this the most naked the Emperor has ever been?
Yes.
The Emperor has no clothes.
The only other time we've ever seen anything like this, remind me of the kid's name from UConn that LeBron demanded the Miami Heat draft, Shabazz Napier, and he lasted 1 year. And Riley was like, he's not an NBA player, and I'm going to re-sign. We need to have him. They draft him. LeBron leaves for Cleveland anyway, and he lasts a year in the NBA.
We're a city of cucks.